All right, so the next phase of this is going to basically be there's one thing I want to do is I'm going to now start to create my next section. And I can decide whether I want no to stay there and that just everything else fades. Let's just go with this first. So what we're going to do is we're going to take shot one and we're going to make a new comp. So I'm going to take shot one in here, drag it to the new composition icon, and now it's in shot two. I don't even have to name it. Look at that. And here's shot one inside of it. So you see, there it is there. Now I'm going to zoom out. I can turn off my rulers right now. Control R, Command R, I believe, if you're on a Mac. And let's make this fit right about there. So now, since I have a composition, I'm nesting this comp within a comp. It's inside of here. There's just one thing that I like to be careful of, okay? And what that is that I still have the sound file in here. So that's something I need to be aware of because if I go back into shot one, which is the first composition, if I decide, oh wait, I'm moving this back and forth, it's going to throw the sound off. So now that I have that, I can just go back into comp one. Let's go to comp one here and turn the sound off and make sure that that's off. Now when I go to comp 2, I drag it in here and everything should line up.
Let me tell you something you already know.
Now I can get rid of it out of comp 1. The only reason I just shut it off, at least for right now, I definitely don't want them all on inside of each comp because it's going to throw things off. Okay. And I ultimately will delete it out, but I kind of keep it in just for a minute because I may decide to come back and change things inside of comp 1. And then I'd have to drag it back in, which is not a big problem, but it's nice just having it there. So now what I want to do is this guy I want to animate so I can put my next text. So
Let me tell you something you already know.
right here, let's hit P on shot one and Shift S because I want to change the position and the scale. So I'm going to key both of these.
The world.
And right here is where you start saying the world ain't, isn't all sunshine and rainbows. So right here, I want it to hold for a second. Let me move it there. And then let's say right before he gets to that point, I want to take this comp and I want to move it over here. And I also want to rotate it. So I'll press W for rotate. Rotate it around like this. 90 degrees. If I hold down shift, I can snap it to that. Oops, and you know what? Big mistake. Undo. And the reason being is because even though I want to do the scale and the rotation, I also need to key the rotation. So with this guy, shift R, and we want to key that as well. So whoopsie. But that's why we undo and we go back. Okay, let's move this back to here. So they're all lined up. And now, when it gets to here, we're going to, whoops, there's my scale, there's my rotation. Want to rotate it, -90. I'm going to hit V and move it over here. And I want to scale it upward. And let's just really kind of tweak this guy out like this. And I want it even bigger. So let's go right back up to this keyframe. Scale it bigger. Move the position. configuration. Okay. We'll see what that looks like.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rain.
Let's make that happen a little faster. Whoops. So we're going to grab these keys and just move them over. And then I can even put a motion blur on it to speed it up. Ah, there we go. Whoosh. Now, if I don't like how it's transitioning, I can just go to a frame in the middle and move this a little bit like so. And even take these guys a little bit. Oh yeah, bam! That's cool. So, let's see.
Already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
Yep, I'm digging it. So let's do
Let
0
me tell
for
you
RAM
something you already
preview.
know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
So now I've moved them out, and now it's time for me to set up in this comp where this stuff is going to be. Okay, so now I just do that exact same thing with this inside, and I start to lay out what I want for that next section. So we start out by making our text, and then we go back and animate it.